Welcome, Stuffer to Fantasy Basketball Podcast. We are back on a day with no fantasy implications, but I still have two lovely gentlemen here with me to take your questions. Brought to you, as always, by FanDuel, part of the Believe Network, part of the Old Man Squad Network. Do all the stuff. Go and subscribe. Go and like. Download. Let's start with Thunder Dan because you were first in this morning.
Hey.
How are things, and who's going to win tonight?
Doing great, man. Loving this tournament. It's been really good games. I was on the Spurs for the upset, but I think they may have shot their shot. I feel like they probably come back to earth tonight. The Knicks are rolling, man. The Knicks are playing some great basketball. I like Jalen Brunson and guys to win a close game and the Knicks to win the tournament. But it should be a great game tonight.
Noah, do you concur?
Yeah, I mean, I was just doing the Q&A with Raph, and we were talking up the Knicks quite a bit, but I think I was just doing that just to make him feel better. I'm going to go with the Spurs tonight.
That's Raph. Just blame him.
How many minutes from Wemby, though? Are we going to get 25 minutes from Wemby?
Yeah.
How many did we get against the Thunder? Was it about 25, right?
Like 22. He didn't even play like
22. I think he had it was roughly a point a minute. He had 21 points in 22 minutes or something.
Yeah. I mean, they just beat the Thunder with him playing 21 minutes. I mean, I think if you can give him 15, they're probably fine against the Knicks.
Hopefully,
this is just me talking.
No, Raph isn't watching this. Yeah. All right, let's get into the questions. We've got about 50 minutes, so we'll get through as many of these as we can. Potentially a few less people watching along with no fantasy on tonight. Should we worry about Duren in a points league? Dan, what do you think?
I'm not overly worried. I think we knew a little bit of a dip was coming all along, right? Like he was playing just some insane basketball that first month. I don't think there's too much of he's going to level off here and be just fine. He's on a good team, great point guard. They just have everybody healthy now, and so they can kind of spread the ball around a little more. So he's going to be really good, but I don't think he was ever going to be as good as he was that first month.
All right. Let's I'm just reading. So we've got a long question from Chad here. Grizzlies are right on the edge of contention, thanks in large part to the great play from Cam Spencer and the fact that they play in the Western Conference.
That weak Western Conference.
I mean, if they were in the East, they'd probably be fifth.
The stacked Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
He arguably playing better than Jar. It's an argument, yeah. My question is, are the Grizzlies smart enough to consider keeping Spencer in the starting lineup over a returning Jar because Spencer's playing better?
He's not been starting, though. Yeah, that's confusing because he hasn't. Cam Spencer's not been starting.
No, I think he has been better than Jar. And Jar injured his ankle last night. I don't think we have. I haven't seen an update this morning, but I guess so. Let's sort of maybe rephrase this question. Do we think Cam Spencer has rest of season value? Noah, you can take this one.
The rest of season question I think is really hard because he is playing really well right now, but I don't think that there's anything with Cam Spencer that makes the Grizzlies say, okay, if he starts struggling, we have to let this guy play through it. Like they could easily just bump him back out of the rotation, no problem, which is why I think just to hit on the original question a little bit, like you don't bench Ja Morant because the amount of like issues you're going to have within the team, with him, just with like news around the league, you can bench Cam Spencer and like nobody's going to bat an eye other than a few like fantasy managers that were just really enjoying his production. So I don't know if I feel really safe about rest of season value, but until he starts missing shots, I think he's worth streaming.
Yeah, he's been a gold mine for us bettors every night. He's just automatic. But I will say this. I mean, we haven't seen Scottie Pippen Jr. or they brought in Ty Jerome last year. Both of those guys were going to be ahead of him on the depth chart. And I mean, at some point they're going to come back, right? They're not for the year. So he's got an uphill battle once all those guys are healthy because, they can do some stuff that he can't in terms of off the dribble. He's really more of a catch and shoot guy. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great ride right now, but it could look very different in a few months for sure with all the other guards they have.
All right. Question from Steve. I currently have Nurk. Would we drop Nurk for Filipowski? I feel like it's been a question for about 2 weeks and will continue to be a question for a month. Yeah, it's weird. Like we had all these minutes of Filipowski, and then there was that one game, not last night, the game before that, where Filipowski didn't. I mean, he played, but he didn't do anything. And then yesterday, Nurk was resting, so Filipowski went off. So are we at a point where we're trusting Filipowski over Nurkic? Because I thought we sort of were getting there, and then I thought, oh, maybe we're not. And then, I mean, why does Nurkic need rest? It's not like he hasn't played all these minutes and all these games. So are they starting to plant that seed already for Filipowski? Dan, what do you think?
I would think so. Over the long term, I would hope that they get him more minutes and get him either into the starting lineup or just at least even just give us a predictable timeshare so we know what's going to happen with the minutes. But it's been so unpredictable. And then they're giving Kevin Love randomly like 25 minutes and then nothing the next night. Like Utah's such a nightmare with rotations. I would think over the long term of the rest of the season, at some point they would want to go with Filipowski. What they have no future invested in Nurkic, right? Like he's not part of their rebuild. So like, I don't know when that's going to happen. Though. It could be February before they do that. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the fact that he got the rest night is a little bit interesting because it wasn't part of a back-to-back, obviously. I don't know. I think it could be February before we fully see it. We will see it at some point. I just don't really I'm just like mid-December. Hey, we're literally in the postseason race. Like we are currently the 10th seed in the West and saying, yeah, guys, but Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, like AJ Devonta. Like I think it's a smart move, but I don't think that like that goes over super well with players, with fans. If you have a chance to make the postseason, so it's probably not time for this yet, but I think it's worth keeping an eye on to see how this rotation shakes out over the next couple of weeks.
Especially because they've done it for like the last 3 seasons, right? They're getting, their fans got to be driving themselves nuts. Like again, we're going to tank again. Like
next year they start off 15-0, and then just we got to pull the plug, guys. We really like Tyron Stokes. We got to get him.
Yeah, it's it would be hard being a Jazz fan, I would imagine.
It's going to pay off.
All right, another Jazz question. What is the ceiling for Keontae this season? He's been out of this world. He's kept the Jazz in things post-Kessler. How much of this is because Kessler is out? I don't think it has a lot to do with Kessler. I mean, Keontae George was playing very well when Kessler was there as well. He has been very good. I just pulled up his numbers. So he's basically a top 50 player in 9-cat. Have I got it on 9-cat? I do. So, yeah, top 50 player, roughly. He's on a bit of a tear. I mean, he scored back-to-back 35-point games.
Yeah.
Is it sustainable? So can he be a top 50 player rest of season? I'd have him more in the top 70 range. I think there'll be some sort of I just don't think based on what we've seen throughout his career, I think there has to be a little bit of regression coming at some point.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, I like him a lot. Don't get me wrong. What you're getting out of him is great, but yeah, he doesn't get a lot of steals. He's a high turnover guy. His shooting is, he's going to go as he's shooting. Like he shoots 3 for 15 one night. It's a stinker. If he's going to shoot 12 for 20 one night, like he did the other night, like he's going to be awesome. But I mean, him playing the point is huge because his assists are up this year. I will point that out. He's not starting next to Collier. He's actually getting the balls in his hands a lot more. So his assist numbers are sustainable. 7 dimes a night is really nice. But yeah, I think he's probably right where he's going to be in that top 60, 70 range.
Yeah, I don't think the ceiling is higher than what he's shown us so far. I think the ceiling is probably at that of a top 50 player, but elite points, threes, assists, and free throws. The Kessler, maybe the only Kessler angle I can think of is they're probably like, okay, like we're not going to be that good because Walker Kessler's out. So let's just try and have fun on offense. And now they're realizing, hey, we're winning too many games. We got to dial this back. So the fear here is that he's a shutdown candidate.
Yeah. Yeah. And they've got Walter Clayton sitting there, sort of almost waiting to just step in and play a bigger role at some point. So I guess we could say possibly this is a sell high opportunity. If you can move him for a top 50, top 40 player, I think it's certainly worth considering.
Walter Clayton, by the way.
Cool.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say
Yep.
Walter Clayton is like a nice silly season guy, man. He could go off late. Like he's put some really good numbers up in low minutes. Like just keep an eye on him in a few months as like a stash.
Yep, absolutely.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, I think Dan Besbris and I talked about, we did a bit of a stash kind of show late last week, and Walter Clayton was one of the players we talked about.
Nice.
Pool for Pirtle in a points league. Who would you rather have? On the surface, it's quite clearly Pool. Like, just if you're saying who is the better points league player, but
Right.
But man, the Pelicans are.
Here's my question for you guys: Are we ever going to get out of the Pirtle like rest day? Is that just going to be a thing all season with him, the resting back to backs? Because that's his big hamstring. Is that
Yeah, I mean the back injury concerns me just because it seems to be it's a constant thing. Like they're not talking about it, but it's pretty obvious that it's limiting him. His minutes are down, his production is down, he's missing back-to-backs. That wouldn't be happening if he was 100% healthy. So something's going on with his back here. So that I would probably go with Poole here, only because I don't think either of them are necessarily going to win you your league.
Yeah, I've been a big advocate for not dropping Pirtle just because I think that things will get better as the season progresses, but I'm all for trading him, especially if you're able to get a Jordan Poole type of guy where maybe his value has taken a hit because he was out there for a while, but he's productive in points leagues and he will shoot the shots. So
oh yeah, and who knows? But they already talked about shopping him, so if he got traded somewhere where he could care a little more about what he's doing and lean into things, like he could be a nice player if he get dealt somewhere else too.
Okay, with the Levine injury. So Levine is out for a week. If you haven't seen that, that news sort of came out just before we jumped on the show here. So Levine is out for at least a week. Is Malik Monk the biggest ad of the week? Well, he's certainly a very good ad. Whether he's the ad of the week, we'll find out at the end of the week. But he's certainly someone that you have to go and pick up if he's available. Do you guys agree?
Yep.
Definitely.
May not start, but
Schroeder too. I mean, Schroeder's like out there too.
It could be that Nick Clifford starts though, but the rookie has not been able to do too much in fantasy basketball.
No.
I'd just say if you need assists, Schroeder. If you need more points, threes, Monk. But but both guys are going to play 25, 30 minutes now. We'll be out.
Yep. Last one here from Chad. Is the Jabari Smith 4-year or year 4 breakout happening, and has he become a buy in Dynasty after years of being a pretty obvious sell? No,
that's
you're
a no.
Resident.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a Noah question.
It's a Noah question, so we'll leave it for him.
Is the breakout happening? I don't know. I think Jabari Smith has just kind of been what he has been for like a while now. I think he's been better this year, but I don't think he's still not like a great, like he's just a younger Tobias Harris that plays better defense, but doesn't get many more defensive stats. Is that too harsh? I don't know. I wouldn't consider him a buy in dynasty leagues, but I also don't think I'd consider him a sell. He just kind of is, man. He's Jabari Smith.
Yep. Yeah, he's a where are we? Looking at ranks here. So he's 94th for the season. So that would be his best season.
Yeah.
I talked about him on my show. I don't know which show it was, about the fact that when you watch him play, if it's a good game that he's playing in, you wonder, or I wonder, why he isn't better. Like, just his skill set, what he can do, his physical attributes are built for the modern NBA. Like, he's long, he can switch out, he can hit the three, he's athletic. Everything he does is what you want from a wing kind of player. And he'll have games where you watch him and go, man, this guy could be a top
looks easy
player.
Yeah.
But then you don't watch the Rockets and you look at his numbers for the week and you go, oh, he was fine, but he didn't do a lot. Like in the back of my mind, I'm waiting for this breakout where he's going to just put it all together. I'm not sure it happens with this Rockets lineup. I guess that's the issue. They're so talented across the board that they don't need him. If he was playing on a team like Brooklyn in the Noah Clowney role, I reckon he'd be a top 50 player, but I just don't think that opportunity is here with this Rockets team. Is that way off base? I don't know.
I think it's fair because, I mean, he's playing with Durant. He's competing with Durant for shots. He's competing with rebounds with Şengün. I will say, if you look at his last 3 games, 22-8, 18-10, 16-10. He seems like he's coming on, but then again, a couple of those games he was like overtime and 40-plus minutes too. So it's hard to glean too much from that. But I agree with you. He makes it look easy at some games. You're like, this guy should do this every night, like 20-10 every night. But I think he's going to be right where he is right now this year because of the team context, and everything we talked about. So,
all right. I traded Ingram for Jalen Green in a points league. Thoughts?
If Jalen Green comes back and can stay healthy, I like it, but he has not shown the ability to do that. So it's very much a risky trade.
Yeah, and Brandon Ingram's been playing really well, so I don't
think
know
it's
how much
fair.
I love that.
It's fair.
I think it's a fair trade. Like, I don't think anyone here is being ripped off. It's Green probably has slightly higher upside, but as you said, Ingram's playing really well. The Raptors are, what are they, 3rd or 4th or something in the East? Like they're right up there competing. So Ingram's probably safer, but Green has a bit more upside maybe. What's this one? All right, a J Huff question. There's always a J Huff question. I have to drop J Huff, but I don't want to.
No.
I feel like I'm losing out on turning a profit on him. Who has some easy targets for a rest of season flip?
Find someone that needs blocks in your league.
Yeah.
And just say, dude, this guy is a blocks maniac. Like, and get some value out of him, but don't drop him, please. I mean, he's just too valuable right now to drop.
Yeah.
That's a fair way to put it.
Yeah. Okay, another Filipowski question. Do we drop Aldama for Filipowski?
Not with Edie out for a month, right?
No.
I don't think
I'm not.
No.
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, if you're especially in a 10-team league, I don't think anyone's running out to grab Filipowski in a 10-team league just yet. That time will come, but I don't think we're there yet. What else have we got? Oh, here's a big trade. I traded Harden and Cade for Jokic in a points league. Thoughts? It's certainly a big trade.
Yeah. It'd be an easy win in 9-cap for the Jokic side, but for points league, it's a little bit less of a win. I don't know.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I mean, I know that Noah, you and Raph were talking about the Clippers on your show. Like, is there any concern here for Harden, Kawhi, these guys? I know the Clippers don't have their pick this season, but man, they look bad. They look dysfunctional. They don't have a good coach. There's so much wrong there at the moment. So is that part of this trade? Like, we're worried about what Harden looks like in February, March. And we know exactly what Jokic will look like. So is that part of this? Are there any concerns from you regarding the Clippers guys later in the season?
I think there has to be. I mean, you're right. They don't have their own pick, but Harden and Kawhi are not getting any younger. And if they're not playing meaningful basketball, there's no point in having them play more minutes. So I think that they're absolutely shutdown candidates. And they have all these young guys that they've drafted that haven't really gotten any minutes throughout their first 4 years of their career. So got to find out just how bad those draft picks were for them, or if maybe they have something. So Harden's definitely a shutdown candidate. And to me, it's like, the chance of having Harden do what he's been doing for the next couple months, that's not enough to make up the difference from KD to Jokic.
Yeah, agreed. Jokic is the winner.
All right.
It's always Jokic.
12-team 9-cat league. I need to drop 2 of these players. Can't make adds or trades without dropping. Tobias, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Walsh. That's probably Jordan Walsh.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes, Benedict Mathurin, Reed Shepherd, Noah Clowney. Who are the 2 drops in a 9-cat league there?
Oh, man.
Tobias Harris.
Yeah, Tobias would be
honestly.
1. Yeah.
I would argue either Clowney or Walsh. Well, I really like what Walsh is doing, but, I don't think
Maybe
you can
depends
drop
on the
any of those.
categories.
Right, what categories you need. Someone pointed out to me this week on Reddit that he's only small forward eligible on ESPN, but like on Yahoo, he's like shooting guard, small forward, and power forward, which is really nice. But I don't know. Clowney I like Clowney, but he's pretty empty. It's just points and threes, man. He doesn't even rebound. So I don't know. I like Clowney, but he's certainly not anything special for 9-cat.
Yeah. I think
for me, I think let's look at the players I wouldn't drop. I wouldn't drop Nickeil Alexander-Walker, even though I know Trey is close. I'd still be holding him. I wouldn't drop Mathurin, just because I think the Pacers are just going to pump him out there every night. He'll have some bad games, but he'll have some really good ones as well.
Definitely not dropping Reed Shepherd.
No, I mean Reed Shepherd's he's a bit up and down, but you can see how important he is to the team. So, I guess Grimes at some point, but probably not at the moment. So it probably is Walsh, Clowney, Tobias, 2 of those 3, and I think Tobias is definitely one of them. So, probably. Do you need points and threes, or do you need steals? Because that's sort of what Walsh gets you: rebounds and steals.
Rebounds, steals, yeah.
Yep.
All right, so let's transition seamlessly into a Nickeil Alexander-Walker question. Trey was assigned to the G League, so yes, that means he's probably a couple of games away from returning. Noah, directed at you. You are high on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I think we all are to some degree.
Sure.
In a 10-team league, is he going to be a must-hold once Trey is back?
The 10-team aspect makes it a little bit tougher, but I'm still holding him in a 10-team league. I do think he probably loses out on some minutes, but I don't know how much volume he actually really loses out on, just because the small sample size that we saw before Trae Young got hurt, Nickeil Alexander-Walker just had such a green light. And now that he's played as well as he has, I don't really see that changing. So maybe he'll lose out on a few minutes, but I mean, he's still going to be such a high usage guy. So I would still be rostering him in a 10-team league. Only reason I wouldn't is if I'm able to sell high. But then again, I don't think that this is going to be a dramatic drop off. So I wouldn't be stressing to try and do that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I would exactly what you said. Same thing.
Agreed. And he will move back to the bench, but I think he's proven how important he is to this team. Like, they've been winning without Trey, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker's been a big part of that. And if you just go back and look at his game log when Trey played, I know how many games did Trey actually play? 5, 4, something like that.
Yeah, not many.
3.
2 weeks worth.
Anyway, his first, basically from day one, he was playing 30 minutes. Nickeil Alexander-Walker off the bench.
Yeah.
So he'll get points, he'll get you some threes, he'll get assists. He's a decent defender. So I think he'll still hold some value there. Are we dropping, or who are we dropping out of this list here? Walsh, Champagny, Justin Champagny, or Ryan Nembhard to add Filipowski? So would you have Filipowski over any of those guys there?
My initial reaction is Champagny.
Yeah, I was going to agree with that.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's the
I like
Washington
Walsh a lot.
Champagny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it'll be Champagny for me.
Agree. Yep.
If we're looking to move Dyson Daniels, coming off, what did he have yesterday? 27 and 10 or something? So coming off arguably his best game of the season. in terms of big numbers and numbers that get people's attention. Who would you be looking to move him for? What sort of range, I guess? I'd be okay moving him for a top 50 player. I think if I could get a top 50 player, I'd do that.
Yep.
I know you guys talked about him as well, Noah, on your show. I chimed in there, but he's probably like top 70 rest of season.
I feel like I need to confess my sins for how negatively I talk about Dyson Daniels, just because I don't like doing that. But yeah, his usage is going to go out the window when Trae Young's back. It's just going to be steals dependent. So I may even look a little bit lower, maybe depending on how desperate or how. So if you're doing your Kingy 4 punt build, I think that Dyson Daniels is fine to keep. But if you're just doing a normal average everyday fantasy basketball build, maybe even top 75, you could argue.
If you own him, you gotta find the Kingy in your league and sell him to him.
Right.
He's gonna value him the most. I think a good manager seeks out, the other managers that they know are building and say, hey man, this guy fits your team perfectly. I want this in return.
Yeah.
But that's only in a perfect world. But yeah, obviously he's a sell high.
Yeah, and it's not a tough thing to do. If you're just going to your league, have a look at your standings and sort by category, and just have a look at which teams are at the bottom of your standings in terms of points, threes, like those teams, and approach them and say, hey, you're not going to win points here. Do you need? He's a guy that can boost you out of position rebounds, steals. So yeah, just find those teams. There is a way to do it. We did that one. This might just be okay, here we go. So Hinny Mini, who is doing a four cat punt, dropped Landale and Cornette. That's fair. Dropped 2 more from Herb, Tari, Tyson, Black, or Walsh. I wouldn't drop Walsh just because I think he's pretty locked in now as a good, a meaningful piece for the Celtics. Yeah. Anthony Black, I wouldn't be dropping.
Not with Suggs out. And definitely not Tyson with Mobley out. Can we go there, right? We can't drop Tyson.
Yeah. No, I think it has to be Herb and Tari. Sad.
Herb, let's disagree. It's all Herb first, right? And then Tari, we haven't seen, but he's close. It sucks to drop him when he's this close to being bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Herb, he had that really. I feel like Herb Jones does this every time he comes back from an injury. His first game back is amazing. He shoots the ball well. He gets points. And then you run out and you pick him up, and then he just does nothing for 2 weeks. So, maybe he's trying to move himself in fantasy leagues and. So he has a good game to boost his value, and then he trades himself away. All right. So we're in agreement there. It's a depressing question. Is Gafford a rest of season guy with Lively out for the season and AD always injured? In theory, yes, he should be, but he's always injured.
That's the problem. The guy who really should be about it is Najee Marshall, a rest of season guy. That's what you should be asking, because he's the guy who actually plays every night and puts up stats, not like Gafford.
Yeah. I've held Gafford in a couple of leagues just purely because I'm looking at what he can do with Lively out. But yeah, I mean he did nothing yesterday. He's done nothing all season, despite the opportunity. His ankles seem to be an ongoing thing. So, yes, look, he could be if he can stay healthy, but I don't have a lot of confidence that he'll stay healthy.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, not too much else to add about Daniel Gafford.
No. A Miles Turner question. Would we trade Miles Turner for Mattis Buzelis in a 9-cat 12-team league? Sick of waiting for big Miles to come good. That's a fair comment. He hasn't been good, despite no Giannis. Would we trade him for Buzelis?
I'll say this.
would.
Yeah, I think I would too. I've got so many Miles Turner questions on Reddit the last 3 weeks. People are so sick of him. Like, people want to drop him outright in 10-team leagues. Like, if you can get Buzelis, who obviously has not been as good as we thought he'd be, but still been pretty good overall, I would do it. Younger guy, more opportunity.
More upside. Like,
More upside.
They're a lottery team. Like, I think he could be a silly season guy. I think that's a fair title. So I want to see that for Miles Turner.
Yeah. Although we thought the Bulls were good after 2 weeks, right? Everyone thought they were 8-1 or something, and then they lost 12 games in a row or something.
Khalil Ware question. The Heat have been losing. Do we think that Spo gives in, finally starts Ware next to Bam? He has done that a few times this season. Starting 5 should be Tyler Hero, Norm Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware. I want to stash Ware in a 10-team league.
I'm going to say this. Spo loves Davion Mitchell, and he says at every press conference, if you watch any Heat stuff, he literally loves Davion Mitchell, his defense. I don't know that he's going to give in that anytime soon. I'll be honest. I think he likes splitting up Bam and Ware, and unless they're matching up against, like you mentioned before, if they match up against Jared Allen and Mobley or something, like in a situational thing. But I think he loves their kind of small lineup, and he loves Davion Mitchell. So I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't bank on that barring an injury. But, I mean, he could get like a one-off start here with Tyler Hero hurt. But I don't think that's going to be a long-term move. Maybe it's a matchup-based move that happens occasionally.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he starts. Like you said, Dan, there'll be situations where he does start, but I don't think it's going to be the move that they make unless there's an injury or something like that. But based on what we've seen, it's going to be quite a fluid situation where they just mix and match based on the opposition. Can Rob Williams remain a whole long term? If he can stay healthy, yes. Can he stay healthy? Probably not.
Yeah,
that is the $1 million question.
That's the same
Rob
answer.
Williams stay healthy. Every
time we get a Rob Williams question, it's the same answer.
Yeah. And it feels like that's a very similar answer to the Dan Gafford question. If he stays healthy, yes, he probably is rest of season guy, but can he stay healthy? I have more confidence that Gafford can stay healthy than Rob Williams, but I would love to see Rob Williams just stay on the court. It would be so good to see what he can do in a 20-minute role for the rest of the season.
For sure.
He has so much upside. A Canberra question. Look at that. As a neighbour of the ACT, so that's where I live for you guys, am I a fan of the Raiders or do I stick to basketball? I am not a fan of the Raiders. I go for the Tigers. So they're talking about the National Rugby League here, so football in Australia. Yeah. So the Raiders are the team where I live.
Are they good?
And I don't go for them at all.
They're not like our Raiders, right? They're not like the Las Vegas Raiders.
No.
Because they're very bad.
So, I was about to ask, like, are they good, or is it just kind of like hey, if you're named the Raiders, you kind of suck?
No, they were good last season, so they finished the regular season on top last season, and then sort of were bundled out in the finals unceremoniously, which I took
very different.
I enjoyed that because I don't like them at all because my whole family goes for the Raiders, so I do not. But in saying that, the Tigers who I go for. Finished last 3 years in a row. And then last year they finished 5th last, and that felt like
nice.
It's a win.
So we'll step forward, baby.
Yeah. All right.
Good on you, by the way, for rooting for the lower team and not just being a bandwagon fan with all your family.
I've supported them since I was about 10, so it's been a long, hard 36 years.
That's true fandom when you just want to.
Not a lot of positives at all.
Yeah.
Are we picking up Nemhard? So we'll assume this is Ryan Nemhard. I never dropped him, but I think I know he had that really bad game where he didn't score, but I talked about this on my show. He is the starter. Jason Kidd likes him. He's going to get first opportunity. Brandon Williams was out yesterday, which helped.
Right.
But yeah, I think Nemhard is still someone we want to hold on to for now.
3 double-digit assist games, and I mean that's not nothing. And Williams is going to be there, but I think even in a timeshare, he's going to be somewhat valuable if he can be the 25, 28 minutes.
What do we got? 15 minutes. Oh, still a lot of questions. All right, let's fly through some of these. Okay, here's a 4. I like the 4 punt questions. Is it worth shopping Keyshawn? Who would I target? Steals are what seem to be premium in my league. Oh, look, if you want to move him, I think he's been fine. What would I target? I mean, what is he?
Dyson,
I
Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
Look at Dyson Daniels with him, right?
Yeah, I think that's a fine trade. If you can move Keyshawn for Dyson, if Keyshawn is, he's been like a top 100 player.
Yeah, 92 right now.
Yeah. But I mean, he's doing stuff like he's doing exactly what we thought. He's basically contributing across every category. And the scoring is up and down. That's sort of what we thought he'd do.
Right.
So I think he's been fine. But if you want to look to move him, then yeah, if you could move him for a top 70 player, I'd probably do that. And that's sort of where Dyson fits, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Traded. Oh, man, okay, here's a big trade. So I traded Siakam, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. for Luka and Butler. Thoughts?
Good trade.
I think so, yeah. I mean, you're getting Luka. You're getting clearly the best player there. Jamal Murray's been very good this year, but
MPJ's been fantastic, but we all know he's a sell high, so that makes sense.
Yeah. And Siakam, I mean, who knows what the Pacers are going to be doing later in the year. So,
right.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good trade.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler is perennially underrated. I mean, if he stays on the court, Jimmy Butler's a really good nightcap player. So,
yeah, I think by the time your fantasy playoffs roll around, this is probably Jamal Murray for Luka and Jimmy Butler. So I like it.
Right.
All right, Con Knipple for Josh Hart. Who do we rather, generally speaking, in that one there?
Call me crazy. I like Con. I'll take Con. Josh Hart feels like a bit of a sell high right now because he had all those huge games when OG was out. But I think Con has looked fantastic. And I mean, unless he hits a rookie wall or something, but you're getting threes, you're getting more scoring. You know, if you need assists and rebounds, then it's Josh Hart. But
the category cop out answer is what I was going to go for. And like, you need the points and threes. Con, if you need anything else, play Josh Hart.
Yeah,
but I mean, when Miles
Miles
McBride gets healthy, don't you think Josh Hart scoots back to the bench or at least gets his minutes cut a bit? I don't know. At some point, he's going to take a hit, right?
I don't see it because I think Mike Brown just finally realized oh, this guy's good, and I don't know. He it's not Tom Thibodeau, but I assume that he's at least playing 30 to 35 minutes per game.
True.
Oh Jesus, okay. Give us a week to work through this one. I have an offer of Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Mikal Bridges, LaMelo Ball, and Cooper Flagg for Wemby, Keyshawn George, Shaden Sharp, Zach Edey, Santi Aldama.
My worst 4.
You are
take
changing.
That.
So you're getting rid of.
Gosh, that's a super team. If you're adding those 5 players and only giving up what you're giving up,
if Keyshawn George is in his first 4, that's and I hate to see his top 6 or whatever, top 8. Dang.
I mean, if it's 10 team, that's
right.
A little bit less. Deep, so that doesn't feel like he should be bottom 4 necessarily.
My only concern is LaMelo. Obviously LaMelo's a huge risk, but that's a pretty big haul.
You could say LaMelo's a risk, but You're trading Zach Edey, who's definitely out for at least, a month before he's reevaluated. And so that means he could be out much longer.
Yeah.
He did
And
add
to be
in
fair, sorry,
that the 3-3-3 playoff schedule for the Thunder for his league is another factor here. But
I was going to say, is Wemby a injury risk at some point, guys? Do we consider him? I mean, I love Wemby, but like, are we at all worried about him at some point again getting hurt or not?
I'm not overly
I'm not there yet.
concerned
No,
about
I'm not.
him.
Not yet. No.
Okay.
No.
I just worry about his people talk so much about Chet and his frame, and I think Wemby is just a really lanky dude playing a lot of physical basketball. Sometimes I worry about injuries to those kind of guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is me just buying into quotes, but like literally every single quote about Wemby is just like the seriousness with which he approaches things to try and take care of his body. I think you have to have that mentality to be his height and size and be able to stay healthy. So, I mean, it's, everyone's technically at injury risk, but I'm not super, super concerned. But I'm also not a huge, Chet is lanky and he's an injury risk too. I think he's had a couple like freak things. So
they were freaky. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. 10-team Roto League needed threes, assists, and blocks. Who would you rather have, Asar or Draymond?
If you need assists,
well, neither are going to give you threes.
No.
Personally, I'd prefer Asar, but I get that his minutes have been a little bit underwhelming, and but I mean Draymond's been injured a little bit. I don't know. I prefer Asar, but maybe that's just me.
I prefer Asar. The assist thing is throwing me off though, because if you need assists, that's basically all Draymond does positive right now, or assists. Everything else is a net negative. So
yeah,
that's the only reason I would take Draymond is if you needed assists, but I would much rather have Thompson for everything else.
Yeah, I want to just say I'd prefer Asar Thompson over Draymond Green, but I think the fact that if you need assists and blocks, I think I would probably lean Draymond. But he is going to get you more threes than Asar too, so I think I would go Draymond in this case. But I don't feel good about it. I'm actually really mad I'm saying that.
Because we all want Asar to be better than he has been.
Right.
Yeah. We sort of touched on this one. Are we worried about Harden and Kawhi? Yeah, I think we are.
Definitely.
Yep.
Bonus question for you, Noah. Does Trey return for the big game versus the Spurs? Sunday game versus the Bulls? Oh, so for the Sunday game versus the Bulls. So, yeah. So when is Trey returning, I guess? Is he returning this week or are we looking at next week?
So their next few games, they play at Charlotte Thursday. It won't be that. Then the next night, home against the Spurs. And then it's a home game against the Bulls, home game against the Bulls. I'll guess the Spurs game. I think it's been almost, it's probably be about 6 weeks at that point that he had missed, maybe 7. So I think like the fact that he's practicing with the G League team, they can call him back up later today or tomorrow. Okay, he responded well. Let's get him for the Spurs game on the second night of the back-to-back at home. I think that's a realistic thing to target.
Decent chance he comes off the bench for that game. They might sort of take that approach where they just play him 18 to 20 minutes off the bench for a game or two, do you think?
I don't know if he was the type to be okay with it.
Yeah, we'll see about his ego, yeah.
I'm trying to think if I can remember distinctly if he's come off the bench in his career. I'm going to look that up real quick, but I don't really remember that happening.
It's certainly going to be interesting because they've been very good.
Hasn't.
Even he hasn't. Okay, Jalen Johnson has obviously had. I think he's got 4 triple doubles in a row. Is that sounds?
I think that sounds right.
Yeah,
dude, he's been amazing.
So he's been so good. Dyson has been very good without him. Alexander Walker has filled the void very well. So it's going to be a very curious situation to see whether Trey almost comes in and ruins all the hard work they've done over the last 6 weeks, and how the fans respond to that. It's yeah. Does he sort of take the team first approach or the Trey Young first approach?
That should be interesting. And how about the fact that Porzingis has not barely played for this team this year and is out for 2 more weeks with this like.
Yeah,
it's
but
a shame.
It's not
man.
anything like that's super like long term or threatening for him. Like I hope that he's able to get back healthy, but
yeah,
it's worrying.
Would
we drop Kalkbrenner, John Collins, or Santi Aldama in a 9-cat league? Would you drop any of those players?
Depending in a 12-teamer, I think they're all really borderline. I get like Santi the best.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this: people are sick of John Collins. I get those questions every day. Can I cut John Collins? Can I cut John Collins? You can't. You probably can, but I mean, he's on the borderline.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can make a case. I'd probably go John Collins just because I'm one of those people that are just sick of all his crap this season. And I think Kalkbrenner, I mean, if you don't need blocks, like if blocks aren't important to you, then I think Kalkbrenner is the drop because that's really where most of his value is coming from at the moment. It's shot blocking and
field goal percentage.
Yeah, field goal percentage, but he's so low volume that it doesn't have a huge impact, but
sure.
Santi I would be holding until Edie is back. We got 5 minutes. How many more questions have we got? Oh man, a ton. All right. Let's try and touch on some players that we haven't. Oh, here we go. Here's an interesting one. Dylan Harper, currently mine, or Jeremiah Fears, who is on waivers in a 9-cat league rest of season. So two rookies who have impressed. Who do we rather there?
I'll just jump in. It's really tough because Harper is the better player, but is obviously going to be, minutes capped around 20, 22. Fears is probably going to get plenty of run. He just isn't as good. I don't know. Probably gun to my head Harper just because he's better and has more upside.
Yeah, I'd say Harper does. Like to answer just the question directly, he does have more upside. But I think who would I rather roster? I'd say Jeremiah Fears just because he has that. Like he still has so much upside, but he's also locked in as a starter, whereas Dylan Harper is barring injury coming off the bench.
All right, here's sort of a general question. They know we're in multiple leagues. You are correct. Who did we draft in most of our leagues? I'm going to say off the top of my head because I know that I went the same punt build in a lot of leagues. That I will say Dyson Daniels, Amen Thompson, Keyshawn George, Reed Shepherd. I feel like I got him in a few leagues. Walker Kessler, sadly. There probably some. Any for you guys that you know off the top of your head, players you took in a lot of leagues?
I have a lot of Desmond Bain, which was really depressing for about a month, but it's been really fun lately. A lot of Jared Allen, which has kind of sucked. Just looking at my rosters right now, trying to think who else. Oh, and Tamani Kamara has been kind of up and down. I really thought he was going to break out, and he's been kind of disappointing overall. How about you, Noah?
I think just quickly going through my leagues and so many different types of leagues, but it's probably freaking Brandon Pajemski or an Onyeka Okongwu. I think I ended up with both of them a lot. I loved Zar Thompson, loved Laurie Markkinen, wasn't able to get them everywhere. But for better or for worse, I guess, between those two. But yeah, it's probably Okongwu and Pajemski, which is insane.
So, do you think Pat Spencer has made Pajemski, obsolete or what? What do you think of Pajemski this year? Like he's been so up and down.
Well, their last game, Pajemski played 33 minutes and Pat Spencer was at 7. So it seems like now, like okay, we're back to a sense of normalcy and Pajemski's going to play a decent amount of minutes, and I don't know how productive he'll be. I think the reason I'm like so surprised, I'm like, I actually haven't dropped him anywhere yet. So I just have him sitting in my rosters. So I'm like, I know I've thought about it, but I just haven't done it. So I hope
because like every third or fourth game, he'll have a decent line. And you're like, well, I better not,
This is the start of something here. He's about to get hot, guys.
7 assists and 3 steals. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
wait. 3 more games with like single digits. And...
All right, let's just finish off with one or two more. Here we go. He's a Alexander Walker question. I got offered Derek Queen for Nikhil Alexander Walker. Looking long term.
It's close.
I feel like Alexander Walker. If we get to the end of the season and you have a look at, let's say from now to the end of the season, and this is barring injury and anything unforeseen, Alexander Walker would probably be the better fantasy player if you just look at rank. Because Queen, I feel like he is going to be one of those players who, in certain builds, has a lot of value, and in other builds hurts you too much because he will have some holes in his game, but he's very good in other areas. So if you're looking at just sort of general who is the higher ranked player, it's probably Alexander Walker. But Queen, as we've seen, he can have these games where he puts up triple doubles and gets 3 steals and 3 blocks. And so he'll have the higher highs, but also the lower lows. And Alexander Walker will be a little bit more consistent. Is that sort of fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a fair way to put it. I mean, I think it could kind of depend on where your team is at. Like, if you can afford to maybe deal with some Derek Queen struggles in the hopes that he's going to pop right in time for your fantasy playoffs, you could do that. But if you really need the production rest of the season, I'd rather have Nikhil Alexander Walker. Oh, my goodness. Do not tell Josh Lloyd that this question was asked.
After Steve Kerr announcement. Now, what announcement is this? You guys might know.
It is a foreseeable future starting lineup announcement that Moses Moody and Quentin Post alongside Steph, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. So foreseeable future.
Classic Steve Kerr. So, okay. Look, Post is someone, we'll finish off with this one. So Post is someone that I think, he's been doing stuff. I was looking at him in a league and even coming into the season, I thought there was a bit of upside there because he is probably their best option at center. He can stretch the floor. He doesn't give you a lot defensively, but he does give them a different look. So I thought there was a chance. And then Horford was signed, but I mean, Horford's done nothing anyway, and he's dealing with, I think he's got sciatica as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Steve Kerr said he's healthy, but he's doubtful for the next game, so he should be back soon. But even then, like, it's not
15 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
So I guess are we adding Quentin Post? Whether it's based on the Steve Kerr comment or not, has Post done enough in the last week to sort of warrant some attention in standard leagues? I think he's worth a look if he fits your build.
I mean, the threes. Like, look at his last 3 games. He attempted 10, 11, and 6 threes. In fact, 6 before that. So, like, I mean, that's a substantial number of threes. If he's going to get the green light to shoot from downtown like that, and, he can give you kind of like a poor man's, maybe not poor man's Miles Turner, because Miles Turner is poor now, but
he's a poor version of himself.
Yeah. If he can give you a big man that shoots threes and can rebound and block some shots, like, again, all this has to do with just, are the minutes sustainable? Do we believe Steve Kerr? Is he going to be, but like 25 to 30 minutes, he could be in the conversation for standard leagues, I think.
Yep.
I'm probably not super interested in him, but I get like the reasoning behind it. I feel like that's almost like the kiss of death to say, hey, this man's going to be coming off the bench within the next 3 games. So I'm just curious how quickly it happens. But hey, if he's starting, I think there's definitely a conversation to be had about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a chance if you want to. You might get a game out of him. Foreseeable future is, I mean, what is that, Steve? we don't know when it comes to Steve Kerr. It could be a couple of hours. It could just be that he's starting it at their next training session. All right, I'm going to let you boys go. I have things to do. We'll be back next week. I don't know whether, I mean, it's very close to Christmas, but I'll be here. I've got nothing better to do. So I'll at least be here. Noah might be here. Thunder Dan. Any indication as to whether you'll be available next week? Maybe?
I don't know. I'm a game time decision. I'll let you.
All right.
Ask my manager. Yeah.
All right. And we'll ask Noah's family.
Yeah.
They're
probably not for me next week, but
yeah. Okay.
The week after, sure.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone, for watching along. Again, go and download and subscribe and do all of that stuff. Some of us will be back next week. If you don't join us next week, have a good Christmas, have a good break, and we'll see you after that. I'm Adam King. He is Thunder Dan Palio. He is Noah Rubin. This has been Stuff It, a fantasy basketball podcast. We are done.